You know, I don't know anything about this, but to Barbara's point, I was super curious because when you have something that's completely differentiated, you ride that and you don't do anything else because that just dilutes your efforts. And sometimes you shouldn't listen to your customers. When you have something unique, you play that edge. And that kind of made me question how effective your primary product was.
I would like to counter. I think, give me a moment to think. I think, would you come down to 8%?
No, that's just not interesting. I mean, look, it's really early in a brutally competitive
She's
space.
got $2.1 million in sales. That's not nothing in a year.
But I'm Mr. Wonderful.
I wish I knew a lot about this space because I think this could be the real deal and you could use some guidance on it.
Well, Mark, you can come back in.
Yeah, it just doesn't make sense. I mean, it's, you know, look, I think you have a bright future ahead of you, but that's just not interesting. Maybe the problem is you ask for too much, and I'm trying to contort the deal to work with you in ways that make sense for me.
She's also doing well on her own.
I think you've upset him, actually.
Would you be willing to do a royalty deal?
I'm listening.
What did she say?
I'm listening.
A royalty deal.
I'm
What?
listening.
Would you do $400,000 with a 50-cent royalty for every unit sold until $500,000 is paid back for 5%?
No, I tell you what I would do, though. The sweet sound of royalty gets me very interested. I do a deal at $1 a royalty until I get back $800,000, so I double my money, okay? That's reasonable. And 10%.
Would you be willing to lower the equity amount?
Okay, here's a counter. I'm enjoying this. Gotta tell you something.
Would you do
No, wait.
$400,000?
She's doing fine. Leave her alone.
No,
Leave her alone.
for me. Maybe my daughters are like this. I know they'll understand it, right? But I need more equity, right? Because you're getting three of us, Alyssa, Alexis, and Mark. And Tiffany, my wife, too. So $400,000 for 10%, no royalty.
Wow.
Would you do it at 8%?
No, because you're getting four of us.
$400,000 at 10%.
I'm worth it. I'll even go do demos.
You'll do demos?
Yes.
He's gonna look terrible with that makeup on.
So the difference of 2%.
All right, look, I'll do it at 7.5%, but I want the royalty to go to $1 million at 75 cents a unit.
Just to prove the point, I'll do it at 8%, no royalty.
Mark swooped in.
He did. I wanted to highlight this inventor. I love the story, right? The refugee, immigrant, turned entrepreneur. This is another one of those issues, right, that our leadership at the country is sort of shying away from. This seems anti-innovation. We need more of this. Women founders, diverse cultures, and different ways of thinking. Now, from a patent perspective, I found 0 in terms of utility patents for
Makes
this
sense.
company, but I did find a design patent. So I want to highlight this quickly. You saw that premiere that was the blush, right? So we have the this particular one here. So I'll share this off. So this is for the cosmetic container. It was issued in 2022. Fiona Ko-Chan for Youth LLC. And so a design patent, you know that right away because it's got a D right before the number.
Yeah.
Covers just the way something looks, ornamental design. So there it is, kind of the star shaped on the bottom of the container. That is hers. That is the company. That's their design mark for the three-dimensional shape of that container. They also got another design patent for a base, which is sort of a holder for several, up to 4, cosmetic containers. So that was quite novel. They weren't able to secure anything on the composition, the compound, but you certainly can. And I want to quickly highlight that you can get patents for cosmetics. This one was actually really close to the way she described hers. A company called P2 Science out of Woodbridge, Connecticut, just issued last year. This one covers basically green, sustainable products covering personal care, environmentally friendly ingredients, soy, coconut, plant-based. So there are some issues. If you go to market with the product, you might be unfortunately infringing someone else's patent. So it may be wise for youth and for her as a founder to to do what's called a freedom to operate, usually in a perfect world before you go to market, to make sure you're not stepping on the toes of any patent holders. I hope she hasn't run into any issues, but one of those things to look out for, not just, hey, I'm not going to get a patent, but, well, you might be infringing others. What's your take from the trademark side, Matt?
Yeah, no, that's great analysis. On the trademark side, they have a couple different trademark registrations for Youthforia word marks. So not a logo mark or anything like that, just a word mark, which is great. And yeah, they're in class 25, 26, and class 3. So it's kind of weird. They got like 2 trademarks with 3 different classes. So it's strange that they decided to do one individually, then the other 2 as one trademark application. Usually a trademark attorney will break them up into individual applications based on class. Yeah, they're covered in terms of the products. You know, they might consider also doing like an online retail store if they sell direct to consumer. I don't know if they do or not, but that would be another application they could possibly have. And then, you know, one other thing that actually really caught my eye, and this is something that's not unique to this, to Youthforia, but so you see their logo there. It's a stacked logo. It says Youth stacked on top of Foria, right? That's great if you generally refer to yourself as Youthforia, 2 words. But they have registered Youthforia as 1 word, right? So all of a sudden you have this disconnect in terms of the brand identity. So my recommendation to clients is always pick a lane with your branding. Are you going to be 1 word or 2 words? And then always consistently use the brand that way. Because technically speaking, they should have another trademark application registration for Youth space Foria.
2 words. Got it. Got it. That's
so,
a good point.
And I deal with this, you know, with most clients, right? We have the conversation. How are you going to use this brand, right? And how are you going to consistently use it? Because I don't want to see you using it both ways. Just pick one.